Willow class, and welcome back to the new term. I'm so happy to be back with you and teaching you. We did some brilliant work before half term, and I know you're going to impress me just as much after half term. So here is our new learning journey. We're going to write a story this learning journey, so we call it a narrative because it's all about a story. And the story we're going to look at to inspire us is called The Lion Inside. It's a brilliant story and I can't wait to share it with you. Our learning question is this: how can I write a story to encourage others to find their voice? I'm going to think in a moment in a little more detail about what our question means and then get started with some activities. So let's have a look at our 3 circles. We've got knowledge and skill. So what are we going to learn? Now we're learning to be writers. So we're going to think about using a story map to plan our own writing. Write in the past tense, to use capital letters and full stops. Some of us are going to have a go at using question marks and exclamation marks in our writing, and to create sentences with and, or, but, because and when. So write some fantastic sentences. Now, our gateway for this half term is expression. Our character value that we're going to focus on is confidence, and we will practice reading with confidence and writing a story to encourage others to have confidence in themselves. Okay. Our metacognition, so how we're going to think about our learning to learn, is going to focus on becoming more independent as year 2s. We're going to be using some thinking tools, so a new thinking tool called a part-whole map to help us plan our writing and understand the characters in our story. We're also going to create some success criteria to help us keep on track in our writing. So, lots and lots that we're going to learn about, and I know you're going to enjoy writing our stories in the next couple of weeks. So, let's have a think about our learning question. We'll put some actions to this question together in our Zoom lesson to help us remember it. How can I write a story? Let's start with that and let's think about stories. We know stories have got to have characters in them. So we're going to need to think about that. They're going to need to have a setting. So, like in a fairy tale, is that setting in a castle or a palace, or is it set in the woods, like in Little Red Riding Hood? And we need to have a clear beginning, middle, so what happens in the middle of the story, and ending. And that's really important, isn't it? Otherwise, our readers aren't going to know what ends up happening. So that's a story, and stories are so important, aren't they? I love reading stories and writing stories because they can take others on a journey with us. It's really exciting to be able to do that. So, we know what a story is and we know what we need to include in it. How can I write a story to encourage others? What does that mean if we encourage others? Now, who could the others be? Others around us. So it could be our friends and our family. And if we're encouraging them, it means we're supporting them, doesn't it? It means we're helping them. Supporting or helping our friends. So, how can I write a story to encourage others to find their voice? What on earth does that mean? Well, sometimes when we get sick or poorly, we might lose our voices, mightn't we? But I don't think it means that. How can I write a story to encourage others to get their voice back? What do you think that means? Now, can you notice? I've got 2 little ears poking up. What sort of animal do you think that's going to be? Let's have a look. It's a little mouse. Did you guess it? With huge ears. Now, He's going to help us to understand what it means to find your voice. Now, our gateway for this half term is all about expression, and that means having the confidence to present yourself in an honest way and an insightful way that reflects what you value. So it really means having the confidence to say what you think, to share your ideas in a way that is helpful to others. And Monty is going to help us think about that, and we're going to help Monty. Monty's our mouse here, and he's written me a little note. It was so little, because obviously mice have only tiny, tiny little hands and tiny little pens, that I had to blow it up for you so that you could see it on the screen. But I think we're going to be able to help him. Here's his note he left for me. Needed my magnifying glass. Dear Willow class, my name is Monty the Mouse. I just can't get anyone to listen to my ideas. All the other animals think I'm too small and ignore me. I don't know what to do. I feel like giving up. Oh, Monty. I find it hard to speak up in front of people. Can you help me? I've heard that the children at Red Hills are working on expressing themselves, and I could do with some help with that. Thanks a million, Monty. Now, I know that you would want to help Monty, and I'm going to need your help because we're going to need to think of some ideas to help him. So here's your first task for today. What ideas do you have that could help Monty? Monty doesn't know how to express himself. What advice would you give to Monty? So Monty finds it hard to speak in front of people. No one's listening to him. And he thinks we might be able to help him. I think we might be able to help him too, definitely by the end of our learning journey. But I want you to think and tell me, and you can either write this down or you could film yourself and let me know. And we'll gather all these ideas together on our working wall. What ideas do you have that could help Monty? What advice would you give to Monty? Would you tell him to shout all the time? No, that's not often a good way to get people to listen to you, is it? How could Monty share his ideas? Maybe not through talking. How else could he share his ideas? How could he get more confident? What could you say to Monty to help him? What might you say to someone who's feeling a bit shy and nervous about something? Do you have any ideas about what he could do? Okay, I look forward to hearing your ideas and adding them to our working wall. You have another task to get started on your learning journey, which is your reading task for today. So don't forget to have a go at that also. Well done, everyone, and I look forward to hearing your ideas.